Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So there are videos like this one today that probably will not be monetized by YouTube because I will try my best not to use certain words that will trigger the algorithm. Look, the microphone is changing. So let me set up the right color for you. Which color? Let's do this one. All right, this was unscripted. So guys, in today's video, I will bring to you two topics. This video will have two parts. The first part will be a little shorter, but I think it's an important update about something that I was mentioning yesterday. But the second part of this video that probably will have the most of your attention. I think a lot of you know exactly what I will be talking about because you are fully aware. However, not everyone is. And I think one of the roles that I feel called to is to bring some awareness to what's going on. This is the post I came across a few days ago. Apparently, this is not a new news. This is an old news as far as several months old. But I will bring to you a video that is addressing this particular case, I believe. And that's why I decided to play it for you, because I know that not everyone is up to speed with the events. And I wanted to know if this is fake news, if this is real or not. If you don't know what this is, this word that starts with A, I invite you to do your own research. I will just say it's a substance that is, in this particular case, extracted from little children. Oh, Russia seizes, I think that's how you pronounce it, the substance, I will call it the substance, not to trigger the algorithm, from Israel. And as I came across this post, I also found a video from Rumble that I will play for you in a second part of this video. We're going to look into it a little bit more. So now, before we do that, guys, I would like to do a follow-up on what I was recording yesterday, and that is the concert in Warsaw and the flag that was an UPA flag, so Nazi flag, that was so pridefully waving in the audience. This is this part of this video I would like to address, because we're gonna talk about this person in a moment. You see this guy who is half naked, taking this flag. Sorry for the commercials, but that's how I pay my bills. So he's taking this flag out. I presented to you this yesterday, and everyone is jumping around it. Now, also yesterday, the same person has put out an apology. Surprise, surprise. I'm not going to play the video for you. I will attach the link with this video, what he said, because for some reason the connection was not so good. But I'm going to translate to you what he has said in that post on TikTok. So here is the article. He waved the Bandera flag at the National Stadium. The Ukrainian published the video. This is the same man, no more hat, dressed, and no flag. Let's read this. What did he say? He says this. The post is, by the way, right here, so I will attach it down below and you can click on it. He says this. I apologize, I don't speak Polish well, but I would like to tell you, bring to you what I'm hearing. I, Dmitry, would like to address everyone who could feel, who was hurt, as far as, offended, about what took place during the concert in Warsaw. I am the citizen of Ukraine, a country in which there is a horrible war. Every day there are people dying. That's why I know that animosity and hatred don't lead to anything good. That's what he said, and there is more. A little bit. He said, I didn't mean to stir up negative emotions. The flag that I held, was for me a symbol of support for Ukrainians. I didn't have anything to do with propaganda of any kind of regime. I only wanted to remind about Russian aggression and support our troops. If anyone felt offended, I apologize. I am grateful to all Poles who helped Ukrainians and still are helping. Thank you from, I think he meant sincere heart, but he said nice heart, but probably that's what he meant. Thank you sincerely from the heart. I apologize once again. So as I was watching this video, you can see it later on if you want to, the body language and his energy kind of seemed like quite genuine as far as apology goes. But what I'm not buying from this is that he didn't know what that flag stood for Polish people. So I'm not buying this at all, as well as, isn't it awkward that someone of his age, who knows very well that recruitment, well, it's not recruitment, it's not even conscription, is kidnapping people to fight, how it looks like in Ukraine, that he's even doing such a thing. Is he not afraid of being deported? Interesting, right? Anyway, he put out an apology. This in itself, it's a good thing, but I'm not buying any stuff as far as he didn't know what the flag meant and that this is supporting Ukraine, actually, on the contrary. So another update, everyone, because it looks like people are taking things into their own hands, Polish citizens. I told you yesterday about the statue that has been dedicated to the victims of Wołyń, of the genocide, Ukrainians that killed, some reports say almost 500,000 people, but on average in the reports you will see between 100,000 to 250,000. I think there is much more than that. So in that statue I showed you yesterday was here sprayed with the UPA flag again, and someone underneath has written Slava UPA. There you have two Polish citizens who are removing this, and apparently they removed the entire painting and things are back to normal, hopefully for good. So this is it as far as updates goes. I really felt compelled to do it for you today because, you know, I bring those topics and then you know what's going on afterwards, and this is actually a good news. So now let's look into this post again about Russia seizing the shipment of the blood that is extracted from terrified children. That's how the substance is created in the body. You know, when you're afraid, the body produces that. And what does this do if you don't know? You know, I didn't know any about it. It's 2020 Schmovit era that was waking me up to all of this. People drink it, they get addicted to it, but it keeps them apparently younger. If they stop drinking it, maybe actually let me show you. When they stop drinking this, what happens to them? I'm gonna show you one picture now of someone who is very well known. This is unscripted, but it's good because it just came to my mind. So for example, this person, who I might create another video about her. I used to love her singing and love her music. I really did. And I met her in person, of course, because I worked in Las Vegas in those fashion boutiques, and she was a frequent client. By the way, as far as client, she was very kind. She had a clothing line for children. That will be in another video, so I will show you that if you haven't seen it already. But that's how you look like. Even they give you a different story that she's sick on this, on that. Those are also the effects. You see a drastic changes in the body and the image. But I'm gonna create a different video about her and about the symbolism and what she's doing. Now, let's go back to the story with Russia seizing that ship. So I wanted really to find out if this is fake news or not the existence of the substance and not Russia being on the good side, but if this particular case was true. And I came across this video from a few months ago on Rumble, because I'm not sure if YouTube, even you are able to find anything like this. That's why thank you so much. If you're careful with your comments, please try not to use this word too much or at all. You can say substance or, the red liquid or something, because it really triggers algorithm. And, they demonetize the videos, and I don't want first and foremost to be banned so I can create more videos for you. That's why everyone who donates on PayPal, like Linda yesterday, thank you so much for your donation, and my Patreon supporters as well. It really helps me to keep on going. Let's play this video. Let's take a listen. You will hear about this, and you will hear about from a Russian soldier who, I don't think this is related particularly to the ship. Maybe it is, but I think this is related more to those places in Ukraine where they have been doing those things, generating. I believe that's what they did. I'm not sure if Russia took care of all of those places. Maybe that's why the end of this conflict is very close, because if they cleaned up those laboratories that not only produce the biochemical, weapons to destroy humanity, but I think in those places they were also doing those kind of things. Let me mute myself, guys. If commercials pop up, I will just be patient with it, and then we play the video.
According to reports, an Israeli-registered private jet was seized within Russian Crimea on November the 17th, with dozens of traumatized children being held captive in atrocious conditions. Battle-hardened Russian soldiers, accustomed to the horrors of war, struggled to maintain their composure as they recounted the gut-wrenching discovery of malnourished children hooked to intravenous drips. Their fragile bodies were systematically drained of blood and adrenal fluid, evidence of a chilling operation fueling the global adrenochrome trade, allegedly with a supply chain running through Israel to the Western world.
We had a lead. We knew the jet was coming in, knew the children were on it, but nothing could prepare me for what we found. The plane sat there, Israeli registered, its engines cold, the hum of the airfield the only sound, except for the crying. The children. I won't ever forget the sound of it. They were malnourished, flesh and bone, some barely breathing, shackled, lifeless, like broken dolls tossed aside. Their bodies were like ghosts. The stench of sickness, of neglect, it hit us the moment we opened the door. I remember one little girl, maybe 5 years old. She was lying there staring at me with these big empty eyes. I didn't know whether to run, to scream, or just break down. All I could do was bend down and tell her she was safe. You hear rumors, you read reports, but seeing it firsthand, it's different. These children weren't just being trafficked. They weren't going to be sold or used as labor. No, they were being harvested. Their blood, their adrenal fluid, they were the product for something called Adrenochrome, something so sick, so twisted, I couldn't even comprehend it at first. But that was the reality we faced, and we couldn't let them get away with it. Not this time. As we moved quickly to evacuate the children, I could see it on their faces, the marks on their skin, the signs of what they've been through. And I couldn't help but think how many others are out there just like them. As we pulled the children out, the flight crew tried to make a run for it, but we weren't letting them go. We had them in custody, and they weren't going anywhere. We could already feel the weight of what we had uncovered, the dark web of trafficking that stretched far beyond that plane, beyond that one night. The scare was bigger than any of us had imagined. But in that moment, as we got those kids to safety, I knew we'd done something. We'd stopped one part of the nightmare, at least for now. The jet is gone, the traffickers caught, but the operation, it's still out there. And as long as I breathe, as long as there's breath in those children's lungs, we'll keep fighting to make sure it ends.
Silence in the face of evil is evil itself. Not to speak is to speak. Not to act is to act. The Adrenochrome operation has unearthed a web of crimes so atrocious that even seasoned operatives are being left shaken at their discoveries across Ukraine.
У меня группа, да, получается, собирала детей.
Stop repeating affirmations to manifest. Stop journaling and stop listening to YouTube videos. It's not going
Повезенных. Маленьких от 3 до 6 до 7 лет. И привозила именно вот в этот пункт. Там их раздевали на первом этаже, а на втором их раздевали. Как ненужный материал, их просто хранили там в ямах и никуда не вывозили. И вот эти ребята, они, знаете, говорили, как будто они как будто какую-то скотину завалили, поросенка или там кролика, да. Ну, они, да, привозили. Как будто какая-то ферма, понимаете? Вот эта имплантация, там, забирали органы. Слышал об этом, но не верил. Пока своими глазами не увидишь, не поймешь. А когда увидишь, не простишь.
President Putin has vowed to follow the evidence wherever it leads, dismantling the sinister child trafficking network and ensuring those exploiting and harming children are brought to justice. According to industry analysts in Russia, the big question is whether they can establish new routes and networks before the Trump regime intensifies its crackdowns on their operations within the United States.
So I'm sure some of you heard this story, some of you haven't. I'm one of those who heard it in pieces, but this is the first time I actually put it together a little bit better. So, you know, it's good to share those informations. I always say I don't think this have enough coverage, and people focus mainly on the military stuff as far as the equipment and strikes and this and that. At the end of the day, that creates the distraction. Meanwhile, other much more even nefarious things are going on that I don't know, people don't want to talk about, they're afraid to talk about, they don't want to lose the money. And like I said, I'm not sure how YouTube will treat this particular video. So everyone who helps me out, I really appreciate, but you know, I'm taking a chance because you have to bring it out. I am very aware that there are many people who never heard about those kind of things. And why I think it's important, because we are in a spiritual war, and this is really humanity is at stake, and this is what they have been doing for a very, very long time. And I think the true power lies in us and people who are talking about it, who are opposing it, who are against it, and who want to save those children and any child, you know. Every time, and I don't have children myself, there are many reasons why I don't, if you already jump into assumptions. But I just say this, every time I have this obsession almost now, when I am passing children, I always have this, I would say, a prayer, a thought. I'm thinking about for them to be protected and to never experience anything even close to this, and not to be in danger. And when I see, for example, sometimes parents with children, or I see a man with a child, sometimes I have to really stop myself because I'm jumping into these conclusions. Maybe this is like just another pedophile, you know, because you get almost paranoid sometimes. But you can tell, usually you can tell what is the relationship, right? You might be wrong, but that's what happens to me, you know, after some time. I don't know how it is with you guys. You have to pay attention. I personally now, looking back, in some moments in my life, now I recall them and I acknowledge what was happening to certain children, because now I know a little bit more. And that time I didn't know that. So thank you so much for watching, for hitting the like button, thumbs up, subscribing, sharing the videos. I very much appreciate leaving comments down below. And like I said already twice, but I say it again, to everyone who supports my work by becoming my Patreon, locals supporter, channel member, you can join the membership, or who donates on PayPal, huge thank you to all of you. And I almost forgot, guys, I have one more video prepared for you from Instagram this time. I'm so sorry, I'm closing the video now, but there is one more I have. Hopefully the quality will be okay. This is a moment, I believe, captured by someone who was just recording it, but the people didn't know that they were recorded. And this is about, let's say you have the option of take the substance at the bar. So you can order this substance at the bar and you can drink it. So let's look into it. If this is legit, I believe this is legit video. This shows you just another side of how easy it is for some people to get it.
The what?
The blood?
The blood?
Have you guys seen anybody do the blood yet?
Not yet. Let's go. Let's go. Follow your lead. Just the blood.
I hope it's not what I'm thinking.
What does that mean? 2 year?
It's aged 2 years.
Yeah, we'll call it age.
It's
That works.
extracted.
That works. It's either conceived or born.
Oh, I see.
Is that wine?
You can call it that, sure. It is.
Please enjoy.
God, that is good.
It's got a smooth finish. A little sweet.
Okay.
Would it be okay if I tried a glass?
Unfortunately, it's for members only.
Fuck, you're wine.
Oh, come on.
Just go in and then chew it, like as if you're eating grapes or something. Okay, slow down, slow down, slow down. You're gonna get sick.
You're going too
Okay.
fast.
Chew it. And I don't suggest you swallow. You can go ahead and put it down. There you go.
Uh-oh.
That's typical for the first time.
You guys see anybody do the blood yet?
The what?
The blood?
So of course we can question how legit is this video, if it was staged or not, but even if it was staged, it brings some awareness and, let's say, curiosity into people. What kind of blood are they drinking? You know, I think about this often as well. How many people, actually, how many families are missing their children, like their children disappeared? I wonder, because the number of those missing children that I reported several times in my videos, it's enormous. Like worldwide, you remember the video with Robert David Steele that I put out? And he was talking about 8 million children per year that go missing, right? So for sure, you come across someone, I mean, for sure, maybe not for sure, but it's a high probability, high chance that you come across families whose members, family members are missing. Share in the comments down below and let me know. And I'm not going to repeat the whole spiel again to close the video. Lots of love, everyone. And remember, we are the leading edge and we are saving humanity. And I see you in another one. Bye, guys.